Welcome to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One, and welcome to day one of the Gainesville Regional here at the University of Florida. Sunshine out right now, ready for the host to take the field. The number 8 national seed, the Florida Gators, set to take on the MAC regular season and tournament champions, the Rider Broncs. Beautiful right now. We hope it holds here for the rest of the day for our second game to start on time, although it's Florida in May. The weather a little unpredictable. We'll see Miami and Troy scheduled for 6 o'clock Eastern time. Those are the 4 teams here in Gainesville. With that, we welcome you alongside Lance Cormier. He's ready to go. He's got the ball in hand. I'm Eric Freed. Great to have you with us as we get started here with game number 1. And let's start with Florida, that number 8 seed. This is a team that has been trending this way. And remember, they didn't host a regional the last 2 years.
Yeah, they had a couple parts of the season where it was a lot of ups, really good highs, but also really bad lows. But boy, right now the pitching has been really good. That's why they've won 10 of their last 12. You have 3 of the best starters in the country in Aiden King, the SEC Pitcher of the Year. You got a first-rounder, Liam Peterson. Right now, Russell Sanford, their number 3. He gets the ball, and he still has big league stuff on the mound. You also have a bullpen of Luke McNeely, Josh Reitner. They got Jackson Barbary back, and I feel like that's been their biggest thing and why their pitching staff has been really good.
And they've got plenty of run support this staff has, especially in the month of May.
Yeah, when you look at these two guys right here, this was the SEC tournament. 10 extra base hits, 11 RBI, 4 home runs. Hoover's a big park, so being able to put the ball at the ballpark there. But Brennan Larson, he's the leader. He's the all-everything shortstop. He had the ball, beginning of the year, he was really, really good. Had an injury, came back from the injury, took a little bit of time to get back to the swing where he wanted to. But, boy, right now he is really good. In his last 9, he's got 5 jacks.
Look how good Blake Sear has been as of late. You'll see them on the field here at Condren Ballpark, taking on Rider. We'll have the Rider lineup and the first pitch of the Gainesville Regional next. Back in Gainesville, just a moment away from the first pitch between Rider and Florida, getting the Gainesville Regional underway. And the Rider Broncs will be at the plate first. Rider University from Lawrenceville, New Jersey, making their first NCAA tournament appearance since 2023. And their 16th overall. Their lineup has Will Gallagher, Eric Hartman, Kyle Neary in the top 3, 2-time first-team all-conference selection in the MAC is Neary leading the team at 352. And as you mentioned just a moment ago, Russell Sandifer getting the start for Florida here today.
Yeah, the junior, 6'1" from Tampa. He has come in as a very nice number 3 fastball. You see those numbers up there, up to 96. So it's every bit of outstanding stuff. The ball runs. So it's when I say lots of movement on the fastball, it's running into righties, running away from lefties. The slider's going the other way. So he keeps guys honest that way. Love the strikeout to walk ratio from him.
So Sandifer getting loose. Kevin O'Sullivan telling us before the start of this regional that he didn't really have to give much thought to starting Sandifer. Of course, Aiden King, the ace of the staff, Liam Peterson, as you said. He's going to be a high draft pick. But Sandifer came out of the SEC tournament after getting hit by the comebacker. We'll show you that in a little bit if you missed it. Feeling good. X-rays were negative. Had a good bullpen on Tuesday. And here he is on the hill to get things started here for the Gators. (1:06 p.m. Eastern time, our first pitch. It is warm, 88 degrees, as Sandifer gets ready to go on a humid afternoon with the sun shining here at Condren Ballpark. And the first pitch is in there for strike 1 to Will Gallagher, the senior third baseman for the Broncs. 282 on the season, was 3 for 15 in the MAC tournament, and Sandifer starts out 0-2.
Yeah, 0-2, 2 straight 95-mile-an-hour heaters. He's juiced up, you could already tell.
Skips away from Carson Bowen, the catcher, for ball 1. Sandifer making his 12th starts. He's gone 7 innings or more twice this season against Ole Miss and at Oklahoma. 2-2.
Well, Eric just mentioned in the open about the relievers in the back end of that Florida bullpen, especially getting Jackson Barbary back. He is one of the lockdown guys with, again, triple-digit type stuff. So you don't necessarily need him to get you to 7.
High heat, swing and a miss. Down goes Gallagher, one down.
I really like that right there. Just not messing around. You saw nothing but fastballs. He's got a lively one. I mean, it's got the high spin rate, so it plays up and stays up really good, but it also, when he throws that two-seamer, it can have a lot of run on it.
Eric Hartman, strike one. Senior right fielder, 321 on the season. Second team selection All-MAC. All-tournament team as well. 3 runs batted in. That's fouled off, and it's 0-2. MAC tournament was in Wappingers Falls, New York, south of Poughkeepsie. They started with a win over Merrimack, got a win over Fairfield, lost to Fairfield 12-7. Bottom drops out of that at 84. 2 down, 2 strikeouts for Sandifer.
Yeah, what about a start right here? Postseason play, he's seeing some of the best, and that's a nasty changeup. Just you see the inside of that ball. He throws off after the release point, just fades away from that left-handed hitter. Outstanding start, showcasing all the pitches so far.
57 strikeouts in 52 innings of work for Russell Sandifer, the junior from Tampa, who pitched for UCF last season as a sophomore. Starts strike one to Kyle Neary. Leading hitter for this Rider team at 352.
I love the fact that Coach Kevin O'Sullivan trusted Russell Sandifer and gave him the ball. I mean, that shows you a lot of confidence in the guy. I mean, as a part where when you know you have 2 bona fide aces in Aiden King, I mean, the SEC Pitcher of the Year, Liam Peterson, future first-rounder, preseason SEC Pitcher of the Year. So most of the time you're going to go, yeah, they're probably going to get the ball. So to give him the ball shows a lot of confidence in this young man.
And like I said, O'Sullivan said he didn't have to really think about it because you don't want to mess around in game 1 of a regional and get cute trying to save your ace. But when you have 3 arms like they do in just the starting rotation, let alone the bullpen that you talked about a moment ago, you are dealing with from a position of strength.
Absolutely. And obviously when you think about, hey, a win here, really you set yourself up nicely in that 1-0 ball game. But again, it comes down to throwing strikes, and right now we see him throwing strikes.
Full count to Neary. Called strike 3. Sandifer strikes out the side, and that's how you get things started to open up the regional.
Yeah, how about that? Punching out the side, getting it done right here. Gators bats coming up in the bottom of the first.
Same lineup here with Jones in the leadoff spot. Lance talked about Lawson and Sear 2-3. Surowick and McDonald the top 5 before you get to Carson Bowman. This is a Florida team hitting .278 on the season. They scored 28 runs in 3 SEC tournament games, and they will go up against P.J. Craig, who was a great story in the MAC tournament.
Yeah, really cool story from P.J. Craig. I mean, this is a guy that's going to go out there, give me the ball. The senior, 6'4", built for it. I love the fact that he told Coach in the MAC tournament, he literally threw 187 pitches in 3 days, right?
3 days,
threw on Friday
games,
and
right.
on Sunday. So, I mean, only 1 day rest. Heavy dose of fastballs, even though it's in the 88 to 91 range. And, again, mentioned the workhorse. He's a guy that says, just give me the ball, man. Like, let's go. Senior year, season's on the line. I want the ball. And, man, what better guy to have it right here, P.J. Craig. 9-3, looking for win number 10. How about it? Double-digit wins for him if he can get this.
No doubt, MVP of the MAC tournament with the win against Merrimack, and then in the deciding game went 7 in the win against Fairfield as the Bronx went 3-1 in that tournament. Talked about the first 3 results, and then they beat Fairfield in that, if necessary, game 2 of a doubleheader to get here to the NCAA tournament. Kyle Jones will step in for the Gators, sophomore center fielder, to lead things off. First pitch from Craig is hit to left center field and hit well. It is carrying. It is deep. It is gone. First pitch, home run. Gators on top.
Oh, how about this, Eric? 91 miles an hour. Guess what? Middle part of it, belt high. Kyle Jones, he was ready in the box. 406 feet. That's a big part out there. You see that 380 sign, man. You got to hit it well to get it out there, boy. And there was no doubt it was going out.
Third time he's hit a leadoff homer this year. The sophomore from Athens in his second year with the Gators, number 6 overall. And it's 1-0 Florida as Brendan Lawson steps in. Home run number 91 for the Gators as a team. So for all the talk about how good the pitching has been, the runs have been there as well for Florida, especially over the last month. Fouled off by Lawson. It's 1-1. Gators looking for their 40th win of the season. If they get it, they'll play the winner of our next game between Troy and Miami tomorrow evening. Double elimination tournament here in the regional rounds. Game scheduled for today, Saturday, and Sunday. If necessary, we'll play one game winner take all on Monday. Popped up right field. Eric Hartman waits for it to come down, waiting a long time for it to come down. File that one under Major League flyout, 1 down. So Lawson's retired, and here comes Blake Sear. SEC All-Tournament team selection after he went 9 for 13 at the plate with 2 home runs and 8 runs batted in. Wins over Vandy, Alabama, and then the loss to Georgia where they were on top 6-0 but lost 8-7.
Well, Eric, he's been a guy that as the season has gone on, you've seen that average really skyrocket. The power has been there, plays outstanding defense. So he's one of those 5-tool guys. Has some little history in this regional. Was a former Miami Hurricane, so you know he's itching to probably play those guys.
1-1 the count to Sear from Windermere, Florida. Spent 2023 and 2024 with the Hurricanes. Popped up foul ground. A lot of foul ground here heading towards that Florida dugout, and running out of room is Schuett, the catcher. "41st NCAA tournament appearance for the Florida Gators, 18th straight, which is the longest active streak in D1. 2-2.
How many years has Kevin O'Sullivan been here?
This is his 19th season.
Oh, there you go. Right.
I see what you're doing there.
You see that right there? I mean,
there?
Those are the guys. I mean, he came to Gainesville, and he just really put Florida Gator baseball back on the map.
Craig gets the strikeout. That's his 89th of the season and 97 innings of work, 2 down.
Yeah, a little slider right here, 2,800 plus on the RPM, so nice spin rate right there. Up in the zone, though, you see a hitter just really trying to be aggressive and go out and get that ball.
Here's a cleanup hitter, Ethan Surowick, sophomore from Gulfport, Mississippi, who played at Ole Miss last season. 11 games last season, but he's had a great first season with the Gators. 328, a team-high 61 RBI. Part of the story for Florida, and Lance touched on this a little bit, some of the ups and downs this season, a lot could be tied to injuries and availability for pitchers and position players, but one guy has played in each and every game and started each and every game, and that's the guy at the plate for Kevin O'Sullivan right now, Surowick. Just one. Ground ball to the shortstop. Matt Leahy will throw on to first. Kyle Jones took the first pitch that he saw, and he knew what to do with it to get the Gators going.
Yeah, you talk about getting the party started right. Get the party started quickly, Kyle Jones. First at bat in the postseason gets him a jag. 1-0 Gators.
for the full impact of what happened in the last appearance for Russell Sandefur when he was hit by that line comebacker, left the game against Georgia in the SEC tournament. You could see the swelling pretty quickly. First pitch has popped up here at the top of the second. Curlin calls for it. He's got it 1 down. During the in-game interview, they found out that the x-rays were negative. That's how quickly they turned things over in Hoover, which was great. Sandefur threw a good bullpen on Tuesday, but I think when you saw that happen, like, oh, man, there goes one of our arms. I mean, he took it full on the forearm, but credit to him, credit to the training staff here to have him ready to go here on Friday after that comebacker.
Yeah, that's something as a pitcher we don't necessarily need to see, a little PTSD on all the balls that were lined back up the box at me, and that's the scary part of the pitcher because you're, 54, maybe 50 feet by the time you throw the ball. Away from these hitters, the ball's coming off the bat hard, but yeah, it's good that it hit in a good spot.
Solid single through the right side. Charlie Magulik gets the first hit for Ryder here at the 2026 NCAA tournament.
Yeah, nice job by Magulik right here, just getting ahead of the bat out. Ball comes over the middle. You see the ball supposed to go away, but stays too much on that inner third part of the plate. Magulik does a great job of just barrel to the ball. Single to right field.
Stays hot. He was 6 for 17 in the MAC tournament, so he gets a base hit to get things started for Ryder here in the second inning. Sophomore from Arnold, Maryland aboard with 1 down for Nick Schuett, who takes strike 1. Junior from Jersey, Mountain Lakes, New Jersey. Ryder in Lawrenceville, which is next to Princeton, close to Trenton, that part of New Jersey. And it's 0-2. Schuett needs a little help with the grip, I believe, here or something needs to be adjusted on this humid day.
Yeah, it looked like something fell off the bat.
Yeah, the knob
go
come
get
off,
some,
maybe?
Get some pine tar on that. How about that enrollment? 3,850 kids. There's some Texas high schools that are almost graduating 2,000. I saw on Twitter this week.
See, Dr. Barry Davis, the acting head coach, Lee Lipinski, the head coach in his first season on a personal leave, in his second season, I beg your pardon. Davis had retired after 20 years as head coach, and then he's come back on an acting basis, and he picked up where he left off because he picked up his 5th MAC tournament title here in his first year in his return to Ryder.
I love how when they gave him a call, he was like, yeah, I'll come back. Yeah, for sure. This retirement stuff's for the birds.
The 1-2 to Schuett. Off the plate, 2-2.
A lot of his talk was about leading men and creating, the habits that these young men need to have to make them good ball players, but also to make them men and good husbands and good fathers. And so he said, yeah, why not go back out there and get into the coaching in the dugout and, firsthand knowledge, get to see the guys.
Swung on and missed. 2 down. Yeah, you two were talking about, he's got a doctorate, obviously, Dr. Barry Davis. And when you two started to talk about emotional intelligence, that's when I tapped out on the conversation. You noticed that, right?
Right. Was it more the emotion or more the intelligence?
It's a combination.
Okay.
It's all of it, really. Two down, 1 on, and here is Medlock. Sophomore from Merrimack, New Hampshire. Ready for the first pitch from Sandefur. Ball 1. 4 strikeouts now for Sandefur. Struck out the side to get things going in the first. How to play 1-1. You'll see Sandefur today, as you talked about before in his scouting report. He'll be in the mid to high 90s. Peterson, we'll see this weekend. He'll be around 100.
Yeah, I've seen him touch triple digits before.
And that bullpen, more than one arm, could be around triple digits. Big cut by Medlock. Couldn't get it. It's 1-2.
Yeah, technically, when you look at just the numbers, Aiden King, the pitcher of the year, he probably has the not as good as stuff when you talk about the analytical numbers. But, man, he is a bulldog on the mound that loves to compete.
Knows how to win, that's for sure. Medlock gets a piece. It's a veteran rider group. 22 seniors and juniors make up this roster. It's a team, when you look at their course of the season, they don't beat themselves. Very good in the field. There's 38 errors committed. Turned 7 double plays in the MAC tournament. Popped up. Breeze blowing in from left is going to help this one get to the stands, I do believe, and it will.
Hey, you mentioned the 7 double plays. I mean, this is a team that's 11th in the country when it comes to the defensive turning double plays. So that's something that we're going to have to keep an eye on.
24th in the country in fielding percentage. Ground ball to third. The backhand by Surowick. The throw across the diamonds. A high one, and the tag put on by Stripling. Might get a challenge here from Ryder, and I do believe we are going to have our first video review.
Yeah, good pitch right here off the end of the bat. Surowick comes up firing. The high throw, you see a great play right there by Stripling. Ooh, that's going to be really close.
Challenge is official. Linus Baker, our plate umpire, making the announcement. Where is the tag is the question. You know, if you're looking at the feet of the first baseman Stripling nowhere near the bag, but it's the tag that's the call here. I'm going to say the looks we've seen so far, this play should stand.
Well, I could say a lot of the Gator players, they believe it's going to stand. The outfielders all ran into the dugout. Fans started clapping, and the umpires, well, I said, hold on, you have to stay on the field. Went and got the guys to come back out.
Video review being handled at the replay center in Pittsburgh, so they will handle the decision here. They'll go through all the different angles. Looks like there's contact left shoulder or the chest as we go frame by frame. And this is what they're looking at in Pittsburgh, and they'll relay their decision to our field crew here in Gainesville. Call on the field is out. And I don't think we've seen enough to overturn that call.
Yeah, they're a little hesitant. Like he went to his ears like, I think we should. And it's one of those where,
oh, hey.
Okay,
we,
nice.
We can look at how the sausage is made. We have a live look at the control center in Pittsburgh.
They talk about quad box and all that. I mean, they had TVs everywhere.
Yeah. Here comes the call from Linus Baker.
After video review, call on the field of out is confirmed. Ryder has 1 challenge remaining.
Confirmed is the call. Unsuccessful challenge, leaving Ryder with 1. 1.5 in the books here in Gainesville. 1-0 Gators. Florida Gators playing their best baseball of the year, winners of 10 of their last 12. Their 6-game winning streak was ended by Georgia in the SEC semifinal round. They had that 6-0 lead on Georgia. We showed you the footage before. Sandifer getting knocked out of the game early. Maybe things would have turned out differently against Georgia for Florida, but the big takeaway for O'Sullivan and the Florida players that we talked to yesterday is love where we are right now.
Absolutely, and I talked to Coach O'Sullivan this morning. He said that Sandifer looked the best he's ever looked. He said warming up that inning. And so, yes, they felt like they could have had a better shot in that game against Georgia if he was able to stay on the mound. But still, some of these coaches, if you don't go and win it all, to come home, get a little bit of rest, you get guys healthy. They've been battling injuries all year. So get back home, get ready. That's exactly what they did.
1-2 the count to Caden McDonald, leading things off for Florida here in the second inning. McDonald, a big part of this surge for the Gators. Inserted into the starting lineup on April 24th, and he's done nothing but produce since that time, 2-2. Hit .340 in conference play in 53 at-bats. He had a total of 23 at-bats in non-conference play. Kevin O'Sullivan saw something in McDonald, two-way player, and he's delivered at the plate. Probably see him out of the bullpen at one point this weekend, too. Good pitch by Craig. Gets his second strikeout, 1 down.
When you talk about, you hear the word sweeper, Eric, this is exactly what a sweeper looks like. And this ball starts in this zone, almost in the inner third, ends up almost in the left-handed batter's box. Really nice job.
Here's the catcher, Carson Bowen. Bowen was on base 5 times in the SEC tournament, had a couple of hits and 3 walks. Spent the last 3 seasons with TCU, made a trip to Omaha. .333 a season ago with the Horned Frogs. Craig brings the 1-1. Fly ball to shallow center field. Pascal coming on. Under it. 2 down. PJ Craig, game 1 against Merrimack in the MAC tournament. Went the distance, gave up 3 hits, 104 pitches. Game 4 on 1-day rests against Fairfield, went 7, gave up 2 hits, 83 pitches. First team all-conference selection for a second time. And has retired 5 in a row since that first pitch was taken deep by Jones and for the home run.
You can excuse that as a pitcher, right? Because you're going to try to throw the ball over the plate, first pitch, trying to get ahead, get a strike, and Jones was ready to hit. So I love the way he settled down and really, continue to get some outs.
Landon Stripling, 286 on the season, 3 for 13 in the SEC tournament. 2-1. Fly ball to Pascal. He's got this one, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for PJ Craig. We'll talk with his head coach when we come back. Dr. Barry Davis will join us here in Gainesville. It's 1-0 Florida after 2. Now in Gainesville, love to see it, although changeable skies as we go along today. It is 1-0 Florida, joined now by Dr. Barry Davis, the Rider head coach. Barry, thank you for joining us, and welcome back to the NCAA tournaments.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
What's this ride been like for you and for this team to get here to Gainesville this year?
Well, it's a lot of adversity. We battled through a lot of things, and these guys have been resilient and persistent in their daily work, and we battled and got ourselves in a position to be here, and we got the job done.
Well, Coach, what are your thoughts on PJ Craig? Obviously, the workhorse for you. I love how he settled in. What have you seen from him?
Well, the first pitch, he kind of left that right there for Jones to put a good swing on it, and he settled in. I mean, to bounce back after that on the first pitch in this type of atmosphere is big time for him, and he's done a good job so far. So we got some work to do, though.
All right, Barry. Thanks for your time. We appreciate it. Best of luck.
Oh, thank you.
Riders acting head coach. His Bronx 33 wins on the season. They've won 8 of 12 entering the NCAA tournament, much like Florida. And Peter Crespo to lead things off, number 8 hitter. That's out of play, and it's 0-2 to Crespo, sophomore at 265. Drove in 5 runs in the MAC tournament to earn all tournament honors. 1-2. Russell Sandifer threw 14 pitches in the first inning, struck out the side. He has 4 strikeouts in total, looking for number 5 here to get things going in the third. Fly ball to the center fielder, Kyle Jones. 1 down. Miami and Troy to follow here later today. We expect that to be an entertaining, tight matchup of the teams seeded 2 and 3 in this Gainesville region.
Yeah, there's some excitement in that ball game, and I look forward to it. You got some high energy team like Troy Excited to get into that ball game, and you got a team like Miami who just expects to be in the postseason every year.
Number 9 hitter Matt Leahy swing and a miss for strike one. Junior shortstop had a hit in each game of the MAC tournament. 1-1. One and two.
Well, go right back up there. I mean, that ball is running all over the place. In the scouting report, we had lots of movement. You can see the fastball. There's nothing straight about it. It comes out of the hand, and there's almost 17 inches of horizontal movement.
Slow roller to second. Curlin to first. 2 down.
And when you talk about the differences in conference and when it comes to especially the high level guys like a Florida pitching staff. I mean, we talked to Kyle Neary, and he said, we've seen velocity, but it's not going to be every single guy that comes out of the bullpen, comes into the starting rotation. So seeing the velocity, but also seeing the movement that Russell Sandover has got to be something new.
Yesterday, weather interrupted riders on-field practice, so they were in the cages, and we were asking, well, how do you get ready for 97 to 100? Barry said you just move the L screen a lot closer. They were dialing up the pitching machine a little bit because we were there. We could hear it whistling behind us. You do whatever you can, but until you get in the batter's box and see it and that movement,
and that's right.
It's tough to prepare
and that's what Kyle Neary said. He goes, you can prepare for it, but there's something different about when you step in the box and it is real. But yeah, how about, did you ever catch the smell from the ball as they got the pitching machine juiced up to those high velocities? That you could smell the burnt leather.
Backing up on it is Lawson at short. Tough one, and safe at first is Gallagher. Skip to first. Good grab by Stripling, but Gallagher beats it out.
You talk about out of the box hustling. This is a great play.
Ooh. Challenge coming from Florida. Safe is the call on the field, but this might be a successful challenge because I think it hit that grass and got into that glove pretty quickly. One more frame maybe to see it disappear into the glove.
You asked for it, they give it to you.
Oh, well, we're dealing with professionals.
And you're talking about a shortstop that has a big league future in him. He understood the goal right there. Don't try to throw it all the way. Use that grass, skip it off of it like you would do the turf, and a good stretch by Stripling.
I think it's in there. I think by a whisker. Now, it's got to be conclusive. We all know how replay works. But it's entering the glove there. Safety's call on the field. It's been challenged by Kevin O'Sullivan. And Pittsburgh back to work to take a look at this play that might end the inning or it might extend it if the call isn't changed. And I have the feeling this one may take a minute or two. We will have a conversation with the Florida head coach, Kevin O'Sullivan, when this half inning ends. I think they're getting some sort of message from Pittsburgh right now. Lawson with the throw. One thing about Florida, too, and it's been a storyline for the Gators, and you've done a handful of Gators games this year. Defense was a little shaky, but just one error committed in the SEC tournament. It's gotten better, I think, because we talked about the injuries and guys being shuffled around. We talked to the players yesterday about it. Once you get that consistency in the field and you get into that routine rhythm, things seem to get a little cleaner in the field.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially when you have guys finally come back and they're feeling healthier, they're feeling more comfortable, and then you get that, like you mentioned, the camaraderie and the consistency, the rhythm with each guy.
Taking a lot of looks here. This is an extended review by Pittsburgh. We're showing you what they're reviewing as well. I think there's enough there, but we'll wait for the official call. Ryder had an unsuccessful challenge earlier. I was about to say the decision's been made, but we're still talking. Linus Baker takes off the headset. They've got the call, and let's see what the decision is.
After review, call on the field is overturned. The runner is out.
Successful challenge by Florida. Lawson, the great pick by Stripling at first, and it's 1-0. We'll talk with Kevin O'Sullivan next. Folks, turning out, enjoying a beautiful Friday afternoon. Oh, flex off. Sun's out, guns out, everybody. Yes. Don't shoot the booth. Lance Cormier might go tarps off and show everybody he's still got he's still in his playing weight.
Don't let the cotton hold you back.
Oh man. Right there, that moment, he's been waiting for that moment.
He's like, let's just make sure we make it for the flex cam.
Oh man. Having a good time here in Gainesville, hosting a regional. And Kevin O'Sullivan's got the headset on. Kevin, you hear us all right?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. We're live, and thank you for joining us. And we've talked about the big picture with this team, what's worked in May. Just fill in the viewers now. What, in your eyes, has worked so well for Florida to get you to this point right now?
Well, I think the first thing, it starts with getting healthy and getting back. Jackson in the back end of the bullpen really helped, and obviously the emergence of Caden McDonald and Hayden Yost there at the bottom of the order. It really solidified our lineup, and we've just been playing good baseball.
Kevin, we appreciate it.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks for your time.
You got it.
I want to keep things moving, you know, like if he's answering a deep, thought-provoking question from Lance Cormier and he's giving time to it, and then somebody fouls something off towards him, but he's locked in on you, I just want to keep it moving.
And those coaches,
safety first.
Yeah, and they want to get back into, to their team and get coaching and get locked in, because, I mean, that pulls them away from them. So we appreciate when those coaches do give us that interview.
Ball to third, thrown over to first, one down as Gallagher throws Curlin out, first out of the third inning. He just touched on, and he mentioned a handful of names. One name that should stand out when you're talking about Florida, and you don't normally say that about a number 9 hitter, but Hayden Yost is stepping to the plate, and there has been no drop-off at the bottom of the lineup for Florida, hitting .438 over his last 10 games, 5 for 11 with a home run in the SEC tournament. Takes ball one.
Yeah, let's take this even further, because when it comes down, usually you see guys' numbers pretty good non-conference. They get to the conference, especially the SEC, they drop a little bit. Hayden Yost from the 9-hole, 328, 9 home runs. Like, everybody's going to take that. That's one of those ones, and I was talking to hitting coach Tom Slater today, and he said, man, what the emergence of him, and like he mentioned, Curling getting healthy, and McDonald is just basically lengthening out their lineup where they feel like they can get any kind of production on the positive part of it from any part of that lineup.
1-1 to Yost. Ball 2. Three and one. Seven in a row retired by Craig after giving up the home run to Jones to lead things off, 3-2.
About that little pitching backwards. You got a hitter's count 3-1, and P.J. Craig says, I'm not going to throw you that fastball, mix in a slider. Nice job of evening the count.
Jones on deck. That's fouled off. Scramble for the foul ball will be on. Nope, not for that one. That's on top of the roof. Sorry, kids. a lot of running on a hot day. Haven't seen running like that since passing Lance Cormier on campus today when he was getting his morning run in. This is a cue shot. This could be a base hit. Trouble for Leahy. He'll just eat it. Hayden Yost has another hit. And that sets the table for Kyle Jones, who did this on the first pitch he saw.
Yeah, how about that, boy? Get in the box, be ready to hit the fastball, 91, right back over the middle part of the plate. And Jones is a very intriguing prospect. I love the fact, I mean, the defense is really, really good, super athletic out there. If he starts to develop that, you see the hit tools there, 308. But if the power comes and he just hit that ball 406 in the gap, you think it's going to be there a little bit more, you're going to see a really high draft prospect.
Kylie McDaniel most recently had him somewhere in that round 3 to round 5 range in this year's draft. Swings like that will help the draft stock go up a little bit, 406 feet to account for the game's run.
And he is a guy that is a sophomore, so he has a lot of flexibility and also leverage when it comes to the MLB draft because he has another year where he still has that leverage. So if he doesn't like where he's picked, then we'll see.
2-0 the count to Jones. Craig a little careful with him right now. Can't blame him after Jones hit the homer. Doesn't get any easier, though, with Lawson waiting on deck.
It's also the first time he's gotten in the in the stretch. You know, he threw the first pitch, wind up. He never had to go to the stretch after the home run. So you get a guy on and see what happens. You see a lot of the fans touching the head. The Florida Gators actually had the use of the ABS challenge system in the SEC tournament.
Not being used in the NCAA tournament. Much to Florida's chagrin and Carson Bowen's chagrin because he was awesome on ABS challenges in the SEC tournament. He was 9 for 10 behind the plate for Florida. Works out to be a walk.
The guys had a lot of fun with it, right?
Yeah.
You could see, I remember Chase Fralick, he had a couple bad ones where he just couldn't get one right, and then finally he got it. He threw his hands up, and the crowd gave him a standing ovation. So, yeah, the guys had a good time with it. I thought it was pretty nice, especially being there. You saw it. It happened quickly. So I don't know how quickly it can get into the college game, but it was fun to have at the SEC tournament.
Schuett went out to talk to Craig with 2 on and 1 out, and the dangerous Brendan Lawson coming to the plate. Sophomore from Toronto, fly to right his first time. Takes ball 1. Lawson played 4 positions last year for Florida. Didn't play at shortstop at all, which is his natural position. And that's where he is now for the Gators. Check this swing. It's 2-0.
And this is the part that can get you in trouble. When you get a guy on, then you all of a sudden walk a guy and now face Florida's hottest hitter. I mean, a guy can run the ball out of the ballpark at any given part of it, and then you fall behind again 3-0. So now you know you got to come into him. So obviously it's easier said than done, right? We throw strikes, we get outs, and that's what he did after that home run. The little squibble off the bat maybe changed his mindset, puts him in the stretch, and then a 5-pitch walk, and now he's 3-0 to the hottest hitter.
Ball 4, and the bases are loaded here in the third. Inning started with a ground out by Curlin, but then an infield hit for Yost. Back-to-back walks to Jones and Lawson. And a conversation coming here for the Bronx. Casey Aubin is their pitching coach. Blake Sear will be at the plates.
This is a conversation just to, take a deep breath, slow the heart rate down a little bit. give a little bit of a scouting report for Sear, how you got him out the last time. He went slider up, not the pitch you necessarily wanted to, but it worked because you have an aggressive hitter, and look for Sear to be aggressive right now with bases full of Gators.
Battery and the infield come together. Ryder hanging tough. This is a program 3 years ago, last time they were in the NCAA tournament, that went to Conway and they beat Coastal in the opener in 10 innings, 11-10. Hoping history can repeat itself here in Gainesville, down 1-0, but a big threat here for the Gators with Sear at the plate and the bases loaded and one down. Swings at the first pitch and pops it up on the infield. Infield fly roll, big pitch, caught in foul ground by Magulik, 2 down.
Boy, you say here, Eric, big pitch. That was huge. He goes back to the slider. I knew Blake Sear would be aggressive. I mean, when you have an RBI guy, when he has opportunities, he doesn't want to let that pitcher get into a spot where, especially after back-to-back walks, knowing he's going to try to be in the strike zone. So you got to give Craig a lot of credit. That was a great pitch to get the out.
Here's Surowick, who grounded to short in the first. Looking for the pickoff at third, sliding safely is Yost. Popped up on the infield, Medlock, and Ryder gets out of the jam. PJ Craig getting it done, leaves him loaded in the third. On to the fourth, 1-0 Gators in Gainesville.
Well, sometimes you got to be good, sometimes you got to be lucky. Boy, this is a bases loaded hanger right there, and PJ Craig gets out of it. Boy, that's a big jam to get out of. It keeps it a 1-0 ball game. And so a lot of times those, Eric, that's the pitch where the catcher picks his hands up, puts it behind the umpire, give me a new ball, right? That one doesn't stay in the yard very often, but it does for the Bronx, and we got a 1-0 ball game.
On to the fourth inning. Florida, the number 1 seed here in the Gainesville Regional. Ryder, the number 4 seed, bunted foul to start things here in the fourth. Miami, the number 2, Troy, the number 3, will meet this evening here at Condren Ballpark. Eric Hartman leading things off, struck out in the first. 4 strikeouts so far from Russell Sandifer. He's had to be good here because PJ Craig has entered. Solid shot, just foul. It's 0-2.
Yeah, this seems like a spot. Second time through the lineup. You got 2, 3, 4. A team could make a run at you right here. So if you're Russell Sandifer, you got to witness that, know it's coming. Florida, obviously, second time through, made a good run at PJ Craig.
Out of play. Hartman, the senior from Medford, New Jersey, hit .351 a season ago. Came into the NCAA tournament at .321 this season. Second team all-conference, all-tournament team selection as well.
A steady dose of fastballs right here. He went changeup down on the strikeout in the first inning. So now you see him speeding up, and you can see how he's seeing that ball deep with that changeup in the back of his mind, just spoiling those fastballs late. Tried to go to it, pulled it a little bit.
One, 2. 2-2. Gators, one of 12 SEC teams to have their name called on Selection Monday. Ground ball to second. Kurland to first. Another ground ball out for Sandefur, one down here in the fourth. Bronx out of the MAC, but little history because the MAC announced yesterday that they're changing their name to the Metro come July 1st. So they are, I guess, technically the last MAC champions.
There we go.
By that name. There's the Metro Atlantic, MAAC, and then there's the one in the Midwest, basically the MAC. So we're ending MAC confusion by going to the Metro, and this is the MAC champs.
There you go.
The Rider Bronx.
Charlie McGulick, 21-game hitting streak. He extended that from 20 to 21 today.
Oh, and 2 the count quickly to Neary. Struck out looking in the first. 1 and 2. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Little bobble. The throw in time. 2 down.
Little smile on his face, little PFP. A lot of times that ball, you feel like it's going to get to you a lot faster than it does, especially off the end of the bat. It looks like it's coming hard, then it slows down a little bit. He had a little trouble getting out of the glove, but stays with it perfectly.
What have you liked about Sandefur here today?
I just like the way he's just attacking the zone. I mean, you're throwing strikes. I mean, he's got great stuff, and a lot of times guys just try to nibble. When you have the kind of stuff that he has, I mean, the ball's running, it's cutting, it's running, it's moving, everything. So, I mean, literally, you're seeing the catcher Bowen just sit middle part of the plate and just let it work.
1-1. Sandefur worked into the second inning against Georgia, gave up a couple of hits. The second hit was the 105-mile-per-hour line drive off his arm in Hoover. On that pitching arm, and not a trace of it left. 2-1. 2-2. Gators last year were 500 in the SEC. They had 39 wins on the season. That's their win total right now. They ended up going 1-2 in the Conway Regional. Beat Fairfield out of the MAC for that win in Conway last year. 2 years ago, they won the Stillwater Regional, won the Clemson Super Regional via sweep, ended up going 2-2 in Omaha. So on the road the last 2 regionals, playing here in Gainesville to get the 2026 tournament started. Hit the opposite way, dropping quickly, but staying in the air long enough for Yost to put it away. Another 1-2-3 inning, 8 in a row retired by Sandefur. Tight one here after 3.5 in Gainesville. 1-0 Gators. Four teams here in Gainesville. We start with Florida and Rider heading to the bottom of the fourth. Coming up tonight, 6 Eastern time now, full disclosure. The weather looks dicey, so we may be with you off and on tonight, but we're going to be ready to go at 6 o'clock. ACC Network for Miami and Troy. A lot of people looking how, well, if the seeds hold, it could be Florida and Miami coming up in a matchup of 1-0 teams. And if you think about that all-time series, the Gators with 138 wins, the Hurricanes 136 wins and 1 tie. That's how tight it's been. But I have a feeling we're seeing right now Rider has something else in mind, and we know, talking to Troy yesterday, playing such a tough schedule this year, they feel like they're ready for what the team from the ACC has to throw at them today.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's exactly what they did. Was they scheduled hard, they put the names on the jerseys, right? Didn't matter who they played, they were going to go to them. Went to Georgia twice, played Alabama home and home, so they're at a point where they don't necessarily look at that. They know they do what they do, they'll be successful.
Bottom of the fourth. This is in the gap. It's down. It's heading out towards the warning track and all the way to the fence. Caden McDonald heading to second. He's got a leadoff double for the Gators to get things going here in the home half of the fourth.
Well, you could hear the crowd. They really wanted him to go 3, but a smart call, pulling up. Don't want to make that first out at third base. Boy, look at that beautiful inside-out swing. The hands stay in, close to the body. Gets the barrel to that ball and just shows you the pop he's got, drives it to the outfield. And, yeah, coming out of the box, he really was thinking 3, but realized, hey, smart call, stay at second base.
4th hit of the postseason for the sophomore from Tampa. When you combine it with what he did in the SEC tournament, had a 3-run home run against Georgia in Hoover. I'll bring up Carson Bowen. Glide out to center in the 2nd. One of Caden McDonald's best games of the year, by the way. He had a couple of doubles and 3 RBI in the win over Alabama, and also threw 2 innings in that game. Love those two-way guys.
Yeah. Did the same against Oklahoma. Hit a couple homers, I believe, in that one.
Breaking ball misses. It's 2-0. When was your last at-bat?
Oh, I don't know what year. Ended up having, I don't know how many at-bats. Had 5 hits in the big leagues.
5 hits in the big leagues, right? Because that's how far long ago you played.
Yeah,
pitchers
where pitchers still hit.
Yeah. Ground ball back up the middle. Kept on the infield. That's going to be important. And the throw is in time to get the catcher, Bowen. Good play by Medlock. Off balance. 1 down.
Yeah, that's a really nice effort right here by Medlock. The backhanded and straight to the arm. Yeah, nice play. Just finished it off. Good stretch. I thought off the bat that was going to be a knock.
We talked about it before, too, how good Riders' defense has been all season long, and they don't always play in favorable weather conditions playing up in the Northeast, but just 38 errors, and Medlock with a really good play at second. So they'll bring the infield in with 1 down. McDonald at third, and here's Stripling. Let's tell you where we are in this game right now. You got Ryder bringing the infield in because it's a 1-run game of the 4th inning. Hanging tight with the Gators. One on one.
I don't know where that missed, see? And catcher's a little bit off, but watch the glove. It comes back. He pushes it back a little bit. Nice job. Shoot it. He framed me.
By the way, just to finish the thought, I like that you had recall that you had 5 big league hits.
You don't forget those.
I would not
You don't
forget those, especially the pitcher talking about getting those 5 hits.
Well, like I said, because, I mean, it gets to the point where outside of a Shohei Ohtani, and, you know, I'm sure there's going to be another guy that can do a 2-way in the big leagues. You know, anybody that says they pitch, they're not going to get a hit.
Nope. 3-1. Foul ball. A lot of foul ground over there, but a long way to cover. Now, I don't want you being taken out of context right now. You were not putting yourself in the same sentence with Shohei Ohtani. I could see somebody making that leap. President of the Lance Cormier fan club.
Make that leap. No, that was absolutely meaning there's guys that still hit in the big leagues now that also pitch. And do it really well, that guy does. Does he have like a .8 ERA?
3-2 the count to Stripling with McDonald at third and 1 down. Fly ball to left. That's Kyle Neary. This should be deep enough to get the run in. Neary up and throwing, but coming in from third is McDonald, and the Gators are on top 2-0. RBI number 15 on the season for Landon Stripling.
Just a good way, good brand of baseball right here. A little double to lead off the inning, a little get him over, get him in. Stripling not trying to do too much. You can see Neary out there trying to deke him, act like he caught it and then pulled his glove down a little bit, but McDonald smartly stays on the bag. Wait till you see the ball in the glove.
2 down for Cade Curlin, grounded to third his first time. Popped up behind the plate, now to play. Strike one to Curlin. Curlin back in the NCAA tournament. Remember, a freshman All-American back in 2023. 25, played just 14 games, had a shoulder injury and subsequent surgery. This is inside for a ball, 1-1. Grounded to third. Gallagher, fair ball, throws on to first, and that will do it. But the Gators tack on a run. McDonald with the double comes in on the sac fly by Stripling. We played 4 in Gainesville, 2-0 Gators.
I cannot help my fixation.
The real fun just getting started.
Run straight for the breakaway.
The celebration is on.
Day one, getting closer to the 1st of June, and June 12th is when everything starts in Omaha. A lot of people like Florida's chances because as a top 8 seed, if they win this regional, they would host a super regional, and they're playing well, and a lot of people pointing at the Gators as having a path to the World Series. But right now, Rider standing in that path, playing well, down just 2-0 as we head to the 5th inning here at Condren Ballpark. Eric Freed, Lance Cormier, and our hard-working crew here on a hot day in Florida. Sunshine, blue skies, some clouds right now. We're expecting some...
No, we're not.
We are expecting some weather to blow in later, but you know what? Maybe it blows around us.
It blows right by us.
Okay. Fly ball to left center field, carrying back for Jones all the way to the track and to the fence. Turned out to be a pretty good catch. Acknowledged by Sandifer. Magulik retired, 1 down.
Yeah, ball had a little carry right here, and especially with, you can see the flags blowing in right there. It keeps going. Kyle Jones, look, he has the hand out to know where he's at. Hits the fin. The fan thinks it's nice. Sandifer says yes. You know, that's the part where as a pitcher you keep seeing and you're like, what? Come on, come down. Ball, get in the glove. Like, don't keep running.
I like the fact, you know, the fans sitting in the Adirondack chairs out there, they had activity when Jones hit the home run to get things started. And, you know, that's, I think that group out there just looking at them right now, doesn't matter if they have a ball hit towards them or if nothing comes their way, they're going to have a good time. They're just relaxing.
That's a good spot.
Full chill zone right out there.
Great spot out there.
Or sweat zone.
Yeah, I'd say there's not much shade.
Maybe, yeah.
Not much shade. You got a couple palm trees back there to get under. The crowd here, there's a lot of fans finding shade because, boy, the sun.
This isn't going to end well. Oh, takedown. Two and one the count.
Sandifer stuff still good, though. I mean, the fastball's been anywhere from that 92 to 96 range.
3-1 the count now to Schuett, who struck out in the second. Sandifer struck out the side in the first, struck out Schuett in the second, but the ball's been put in play by each Bronx since then. No flinch back behind the plate. Respect it. 3-2. It's toasty. Do not sleep on Nick Schuett's speed, by the way.
Okay.
5 triples. He's the catcher.
Let's go.
He leads all D1 catchers in triples this season.
Hey, this is a park with the gaps being 380. It's a triples park. You put it out there, like kind of like the one McDonald did.
Can't catch after it. Sandifer gets the strikeout, number 5 for Russell, 2 down.
Boy, second time King Shuett, this time the fastball, you can see it just running in. It starts middle, it continues to run. Now able to get his hands on the inside part of the plate. And again, that's where, if I'm Russell Sandifer, Carson Bowen should just sit middle and just let that ball work.
Sandifer at 68 pitches as he faces Medlock with 2 down. And fouls it off for strike 1. Sandifer threw 25 before leaving the game against Georgia, 82 against LSU. Season high is 97 in the win against Oklahoma when he pitched 7 innings. 0-2 the count. If you are just joining us, Kevin O'Sullivan going with Sandifer. Aiden King, the SEC Pitcher of the Year. Most likely, although not officially announced or confirmed, would pitch tomorrow for the Gators. Kyle Jones hit the home run to get things going for the Gators. Ground ball here to Lawson at short. Low throw over to first, but Stripling's got it. Another 1-2-3 inning for Russell Sandifer on the mound for the Gators, who are up 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the 5th.
Boy, this is Russell Sandifer, his day. Boy, welcome to the postseason. We've seen 5 Ks. Fastball's been up to 96, 97. It's got some run. He's mixing the changeup. The slider's good. So you're seeing weak fly balls, ground balls, routine ground balls, basically fungo at bats. And when you see those ground balls to the shortstop, second baseman, that means the ball's running. He's been good. And you can see he's taking care of the body right there. Don't know if that's candy or whatever. We got something. We got some gummies. I don't know, Skittles, Marshawn Lynch style, but
he's taking care of things, though. He's not just throwing it on the floor. He's being very responsible.
Yeah, nice work. Put it in the cup. Throw it away.
It. Doesn't. As Lance Cormier will tell you, any dugout in the big leagues, I don't know if it's the same in college, is a science experiment that you do not want to have a front row seat to.
Well, they will. I mean, it's like chunking stuff. Look, he's still going. I love it.
All right. He's had to be good. He needs to be on because the guy who's on the mound for Ryder is giving the Florida Gators all they can handle right now.
Yeah, P.J. Craig has grabbed the ball, continue to attack these Gators hitters.
Good start here for Florida. That's into the gap. Hayden Yost trying for 2. The throw is not in time. It's another leadoff double for the Gators. Yost is 2 for 2.
Boy, production from the bottom of the lineup. How about number 9-hole hitter Hayden Yost? That's just a backup slider. Stays on the outer third. Yost does a great job. Look at that hustler. He said, like, I'm going to go double. He knows the ball's in the gap. Great job of hitting the inside part of that first base bag, getting to second base. Last inning, they got a guy with the leadoff double. This inning, another leadoff double. Did a good job of getting him over, getting him in.
5th double for Yost on the season, his 15th extra base hit. Line shot to left. It will get down for a base hit. Being waved around is Yost. Here he comes. The throw is not in time. 3-0 Gators. RBI single for Kyle Jones, who's 2 for 2 with 2 runs batted in and also has added a walk.
Yeah, how about these two guys back to back right here? Kyle Jones' ball just gets up. Great read by Hayden Yost. I mean, he sees the ball down, hustles right here, and this is just speed making a defense make a play. He's able to get in there. We got a 3-0 lead now.
39 RBI now in the season for Jones, who has a couple here today, and here's Lawson. He takes strike 1. Jones is a threat to go, leads the team with 17 stolen bases in 21 attempts. Lawson fly to right in the first, walked in the third. Check on Jones.
Yeah, basically, you got Jones and Lawson that will run. Florida's only got 48 bags as a team, so they're not looking to run. They're waiting for that 3-run home run that every coach talks about. But you do have an opportunity here, especially with a guy swinging a hot stick like Lawson. Maybe this is an opportunity that you take the opportunity to take and go, hey, let's see if we can go hit and run, put a little bit more pressure on the defense.
One and one. Lawson from Toronto. We'll see those Maple Leaf flags being held up here. Puts a charge in this one. Will that carry out of the park? It's to the track and it will stay in the yard. As Lance mentioned before, wind blowing in from left, pretty stiff right now. I think that helped knock it down. Lawson retired. One away. Bring up Blake Sear. 0 for 2 against P.J. Craig today. Ball one. Another check on Jones. Blake Sear sends a fly ball to the center fielder. Pascal has this one. Jones back to first. 2 down.
P.J. Craig, congrats to him, getting over that 100-inning mark on the year.
Kyle Batt got the start in Game 2 of the MAC tournament. Expect to see him tomorrow. Clayton Poley started Game 3 of the MAC tournament. Of course, Craig started Game 1 and Game 4 with 1 day rest between the 2 starts. The thought was that he would be ready to go in the first game, the doubleheader, what turned out to be a doubleheader. They could have won it then, but in a relief role. They lost that game, had to turn right around after losing to play in that elimination game against Fairfield. Felt pretty good as the game went along. You know, you get to 1 inning, 2 inning. Hey, this is all right. As you know, you pitched. Once you get past that mental hurdle of, I only have 1 day rest and my stuff's okay. I can be effective here through strikes.
That's right. And a lot of times it's in your head as much as anything about, oh, it's 1 day rest. Sometimes you just got to go, hey, what does your body feel like? And Coach, talking to Coach Davis, he was like, hey, if you're going to be in the bullpen, how about we see what it looks like if you start, right? Because now we could feel like we could maybe start the game off on the right foot. And after 1 inning, like you said, he started feeling good, even better and better. And Coach said he was looking great, so we just kept rolling with him.
Ground ball to deep short. Slowed down but not stopped by Leahy. It'll be a 2-out hit for Ethan Surowick. 3 hits in the inning for the Gators. Jones to second with 2 down. And I'll bring up Caden McDonald, who got things started in the 4th inning with the leadoff double. Came in on the sacrifice fly by Stripling. Craig threw 104 pitches in the Game 1 win against Merrimack, then 83 pitches after 1 day's rest in the win against Fairfield. Fouled out of play by McDonald, 1 for 2 today. 70 pitches now for the senior from New Jersey. First team all-conference twice in his Rider career. MVP of the MAC tournament this year. 0-1 to McDonald. 0-2. So you add it together, 16 innings worked. A ridiculous whip.
Yeah. How do you not give tournament MVP to that? That was a no-brainer. 187 pitches you mentioned already, Eric.
Yep. Here's the 0-2. Fly ball to center. Pascal coming on. And he was busy. Put away all 3 outs, but 1 run scores for Florida. 3-0 Gators as we head to the 6th here in Gainesville. The NCAA Regionals coverage for all 16 sites continues tomorrow on ESPN Plus and the ESPN app. For more information, he tried to say, visit ncaa.com, the home of all NCAA championships. I'm trying to multitask here. I know I should just read the copy and not try to read the scoreboard at the same time. I think the most shocking result so far today is happening in Auburn, Alabama, much to the chagrin of Lance Cormier, who happens to have a son who plays for the Auburn Tigers. Milwaukee jumped out to a 10-0 lead, up 10-3 right now on the Tigers.
Yeah, not a good start for the Auburn Tigers.
Good start for Russell Sandifer, though. 5 innings pitch. Pitch number 72. Start the top of the 6th inning is fouled back.
Biggest thing you saw in that graphic was
yes,
0 walks. I mean, he is just pounding the strike zone, pitching ahead, and then when he gets ahead, he puts them away.
That's been his case all season long. Just 18 walks on the season coming into the NCAA tournament in over 50 innings of work.
A lot of times you'll see pitchers just truly not buy in and know how good their stuff is. And so communicating with hitters on your team and the catchers, and they let you know, like, hey, the stuff is good, man. Like, it's because these guys face each other in the fall and the pre-spring, and a lot of times possibly in some midweek live games, you know, sim games. And so to have certain guys just say, give you a little bit of props and let you know, like, hey, be in the zone, make these guys hit.
Crespo taps it out in front. Sandifer with the throw, and it's scooped at first by Stripling. Crespo retired, 1 down here in the 6th.
I mean, you can just see with the swings, he's getting in on the hands. It's off the end of the bat. The ball's got movement. They think they're going to hit it. Heck of a job. We've seen a couple PFP plays by Sandifer. This one is a little dangerous. Spikes it over there, but Stripling ready in a good position. And Sandifer says, I appreciate that.
12 in a row retired by Russell Sandifer. Number 9 hitter Matt Leahy steps in with 1 down here in the 6th. Ball 1 to the junior shortstop.
I mean, that pitch says it all right there. That was just a fastball. It looked like it was going to be middle. And you can see Carson Bowen's glove like flip to the other side like, wow, that just had a lot of run.
Ooh, right over the head of Sandifer. There is the 2nd hit of the game for Ryder. It's from the number 9 hitter Leahy with 1 down. That ends a string of 12 in a row retired by Sandifer.
Yeah, speaking of PST, we mentioned earlier, watch this.
Sounded hard hit. Might be what Sandifer's thinking. So Leahy stays hot. Had a hit in each of the MAC tournament games. He's got a hit here in the NCAA tournament. Top of the order for Gallagher. 0 for 2 today. Ball 1. And Gulick had the hit in the 2nd inning for Ryder. All quiet until the Leahy single. And a conversation coming here. Slow walk out to the mound being made by Kevin O'Sullivan. "78 pitches for Sandifer. There is some activity beginning in that Florida bullpen.
You know, that's just a talk to go out, just kind of slow it down a little bit. He hadn't had a base runner, so just kind of, hey, how are you feeling? But also lets the guys in the bullpen start moving, stretching, kind of getting their hearts going and just kind of get their bodies ready. But I'm still right here. I'm liking the way he's throwing. I'm still sticking with him. You know, the way that stuff's running, he is 1 pitch away from getting that 6-4-3 ground ball double play.
There goes the runner. Throw down the second. scooped and not in time. Successful stolen base for Leahy. Ryder getting aggressive on the bases as Bowen unable to throw out Leahy.
This is where a pitcher just high leg kick, no paying attention. Leahy already had 14 bags. This will be bag number 15. Great jump in there easily. Gets into scoring position. Now a knock and get him in.
Leahy now 15 of 18 on the season. 53rd successful steal for Ryder as a team. First time they've got someone in scoring position against Sandifer, who throws the ball rather to Gallagher. Count now 3-0. Four-pitch walk to Gallagher, and Ryder's got something cooking with one down here in the sixth. First walk issued by Sandifer today. Getting a little busier down in that Florida bullpen. Everyday Ernie, as they like to call him, getting loose down in the pen. Eric Hartman, 0 for 2. Another one from Sandifer misses. Ball one. Gallagher at first, Leahy at second. 3-0 game in the sixth. Check the swing, 2-0. Sandifer has lost control.
We mentioned it about P.J. Craig early in the game when he got into the stretch and Florida made a little run. Ever since Sandifer got in the stretch, that's 7 straight balls. Just look like the mechanics are not there, rushing his front side open.
There's a strike, 3-1.
I mean, you could even see 3-0. He was trying to go down and away, and that ball pulls all the way onto the inside third of the plate. So not throwing the ball where he wants.
Full count now to Eric Hartman. Lawson sneaking in behind Leahy at second. Kyle Neary, leading hitter for this Ryder team, on deck. Grounded. Tough one to handle for Stripling. To throw to first is in time to get the out. Second and third with 2 down for Ryder. That could be a big play for Florida. Stripling stuck with it, and Sandifer on the cover got the bag.
Yeah, this is another opportunity, pitcher fielding practice, that you go out there every single day where the first baseman intentionally bobbles the ball. And Stripling does a great job just staying in front of it, stopping it, and then Sandifer, athleticism, gets to the bag, a good throw, and then no hesitation. Get to the mound, keep him at third base.
Well, that'll be it for Sandifer as O'Sullivan heads back out to the mound. Russell Sandifer will leave runners on second and third. Tell you about the new pitcher when we come back to Gainesville, 3-0. 5 2/3 for Russell Sandifer. Gave up 2 hits, walked 1. Responsible for the 2 runners on. 87 pitches, 5 strikeouts for Sandifer. We mentioned earlier that Kane McDonald, we expect to see him on the mound in this series. I don't know if we expect to see him so soon, but here he is. He's 1 for 3 at the plate today, and he'll be the first one out of the bullpen for Florida.
And he's a guy that's going to attack the zone up to 95 with the fastball. Look at the strikeout to walk ratio. I mean, so he's pounding the zone, staying in there, getting ahead. But it's one of those where righties are hitting 224 off of him. You got your best hitter in Kyle Neary, and I mean, this is an opportunity for Ryder if you want to get on the board, man. You got your best hitter at the right spot. Good RBI situation, big hit right here. It makes you believe.
McDonald misses for ball 1 to Neary. Struck out looking in the first, grounded to the pitcher in the fourth. 0 for 2 against Sandefur today. 75 hits on the season, led the MAC. 1-1. $192 hits in the last 3 years. He's the active hits leader from the MAC, for the Ryder Bronx rather. We told you that he was leading the MAC in hits this year. Took a big cut there, couldn't catch up to it. It's 1-2.
Something that McDonald's fastball does really well. I mean, it's got almost averaging 20 inches of induced vertical break. Very tough to hit that ball at the top of the zone.
Just getting a piece is Neary to stay alive. Neary lays off. It's 2-2. McDonald made 1 appearance in the SEC tournament. 2 innings of work. Gave up a couple of earned runs. Struck out 4. Chop to second. Coming in on it is Curlin to throw to first. Will do it for Ryder. And McDonald comes on to get out of the jam for the Gators. 3-0 Florida after 5.5 in Gainesville.
Well, we got a 3-0 lead here for the Florida Gators. This is how we got here. Kyle Jones jumps all over the first pitch he sees as the leadoff hitter. Gets him up 1-0. He had a sac fly in the fourth inning, and then Kyle Jones comes up again after a leadoff double. A hit to left field. Scores Hayden Yost, and we got a 3-0 ball game. Cade McDonald just got out of the big inning. Stranded 2 runners. That's 10 stranded runners inherited in a row for McDonald, and this is the offensive summary for the Florida Gators.
Scored a lot of runs in Hoover. 8 against Vandy, 13 against Alabama, 7 against Georgia. They've mustered 3 against P.J. Craig here today as they bat here in the 6th. Craig misses for ball 1. Carson Bowen 0 for 2 today. Fly ball 2 left. Neary drifts over. 1 away. Jones hit that 406-foot home run to get things started against Craig on that very first pitch. P.J. Craig, the ace of the staff, 9-3. ERA of 3.39 coming in. Doing his best to keep Florida in check. Big opportunity missed at the plate last half inning for the Bronx. Lifted to right center field and hit well, hit far, and hit out of here. Landon Stripling goes yard. 4-0 Gators.
We talked earlier about depth in the bottom part of that lineup. This is just an inner third fastball, a beautiful pitch to hit right here, and Stripling does a great job. Extension through the zone. Again, mentioned 380 in that gap. That's tough to get out of the yard right there, especially with the way the wind has been chunking in, but Stripling's got enough juice.
Number 6 on the season for Stripling. Second of the game, 92nd of the season for Florida. Comes with one out here in the sixth, and here's Curlin. Oh, and 2 to Cade Curlin, who's grounded to third twice today. One and 2. Seven hits now for the Gators. 2 for Jones. Surwick's got a hit. McDonald with a double. Stripling with the home run, and a couple of hits for Hayden Yost. 2 and 2.
And of those 7 hits, Eric gets 4 extra base hits. We've seen the 2 homers, the doubles, the leadoff doubles have all come out to score. So it's been the solo home runs and the leadoff doubles have gotten them in.
Ground ball to the shortstop. Leahy has it. 2 down. That will bring up Hayden Yost. 2 for 2 today. Remember, over his last 10 games, hitting a team best .438, so the number 9 hitter not slowing down now that the NCAA tournament is here. He's now 7 for 13 in the postseason when you combine today and the 3 games of the SEC tournament. Takes ball 1. Winner of this game will play 6 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow night against the winner of our next game, which is 6 p.m. tonight on the ACC network, Miami and Troy. 2-0. The likely starter for Florida tomorrow, I mean, I can't come out and say definite, right? But likely is Aiden King, SEC Pitcher of the Year, who just happens to be 8-2 with a 2.68 ERA. That's hammered foul. That's down the area where you and I and our crew were kind of dodging the thunderstorms and the rain and talking to teams and watching BP. And
that was our hangout spot.
That was our hangout, yeah.
That's their Florida's indoor batting cages down there, down the stairs. They also have a back turf infield. That's just basically a half field where you can take ground balls and work on some things. Especially nowadays, you start going to multiple places where they have all turf fields. So if Florida needs some ground balls on the turf field, they can go to their backfield.
3-1 to count now to Yost. Another one hit down to our hangout. Careful, kids. Oh, that's what I was afraid of.
Yeah, I saw my one guy jump the railing. I don't know.
Yeah, well, he jumped the railing.
I didn't know he was jumping the railing to the other, like the handicap walkway, because, man, he just came flying over. I thought he was going all the way down the steps.
Looked to me like someone who had done that a couple of dozen times. Another hard hit ball foul.
You know, a lot of times when you start throwing that cutter in on the inside part of the plate to the lefties, it's so tough to keep fair. You can square it up, and we've seen 3 straight barrels from Hayden Yost, but they've all been foul balls.
You see the scores buzzing through. Upper right portion of the screen, Georgia Tech, no problem in their opener. Tennessee has their hands full in their opener against ECU.
If you're in North Carolina, in that you love to see that first game. Go as long as you can go. Start wasting all that pitching. Kentucky and Wake, 5-5 with a Liberty up. Auburn's trying to make a little push. 11-5 now.
Oklahoma State falling behind Upstate 4-0 in the early going.
Hey, we had them in the regional last year, you and I.
Yost sends one deep to left field. It is carrying to the track and in front of the wall. Neary's got it. Good at bat by Yost, but Craig wins the battle. Home run for Landon Stripling. It makes it a 4-0 game.
Yeah, extra base hit number 4 for the Gators. Stripling Takes that inside fastball, makes him pay.
Take a look at the bracket as we extend it out through what could be Monday, but at the very least Sunday. And Florida on top of Rider 4-0. Miami and Troy coming up in game 2 of our doubleheader here today. Rob Evans will get the ball for Miami, making his 15th start of the season, 10-3. He's had a great year starting for the Hurricanes, taking on Troy's Benjamin Stubbs. That'll be the pitching matchup in our game tonight, 6 o'clock Eastern Time, ACC Network. Troy comes in with a record of 32-29, but they went 17-13 in the Sun Belt. Sun Belt producing 5 NCAA tournament teams. Troy playing a real rugged non-conference schedule. Add that to what was a competitive, very competitive conference schedule, and Troy comes in here with a ton of confidence to Gainesville.
Yeah, they're the first team to have a top 10 strength of schedule since like 2018, I believe. That's not in a Power 5 conference, because obviously when you look at the strength of schedule rankings, you're going to see a lot of SEC and ACC schools just because of who they're playing in conference. But you got to give a lot of credit to Skylar Meade and the Trojans for.
Back up the middle, backhanded by Curlin. The throw is a good one, and in time to get Pascal. One down here in the 7th.
Yeah, for the way they scheduled it, they did everything they need to do. They got the tournament. But how about this, man? Cade Curlin up the middle, the backhand, and all what he did is he's planted the foot, makes a strong throw, and we have seen some great stretches from the first baseman on both sides. Look at it, plants his foot, gets his body going to first base, and that allows him to make that strong throw.
One down for Charlie McGulick, who's 1 for 2 today. One. Sophomore's had a really good sophomore year after being named to the MAC All-Rookie team a season ago. All tournament last year at 315, up that to first team All-Conference honors this year. Second in team in hitting at 347. 2-2. Stretches hitting streak to 21 games with that single in the second. Slow roller off the hands down the first. Stripling will do it himself. 2 down in the 7th. McDonald came on with 2 outs and runners at 2nd and 3rd in the 6th inning. Got the ground ball. He's gotten 3 ground ball outs so far for the Gators in relief.
Again, came in out of the bullpen, pumping strikes. He stranded those 2 inherited runners, which is a bullpen stat that most people don't see, but that's one of the ones that means a lot when you have inherited runners that you don't allow them to score, and he's inherited 10 straight runners that haven't scored. So really nice job from McDonald out of the bullpen.
Lance talked about it before as well. Bullpen is such a strength of this team. Plenty of plus arms that Kevin O'Sullivan can trot out throughout this weekend. Right now, they're relaxing in the bullpen. Rightly so. 2-1. McNeely and Reitner. Barberry. Ground ball, base hits. Schuett has his first hit of this regional. He's 1 for 3 today. Comes with 2 down here in the 7th.
Good piece of hitting right here by Nick Schuett. Fastball up in the zone. 102 off the bat. Just smokes this one into the center field for a nice single.
9-game hitting streak now for Nick. I'll bring up Elliot Medlock. Couple of ground outs against Sandifer today. Foul tip for strike 1. Sandifer went 5 2/3, gave up 2 hits, no runs, a walk, 5 strikeouts, 87 pitches in getting the start. As I mentioned, we expect Aiden King tomorrow. Liam Peterson still available as well for the Gators. 1-1. Excellent staff for Florida. 5th in Division I when it comes to strike-to-walk ratio. 7 shutouts for the staff this year. That's tied for 3rd in Division I, working on one here in the 7th inning.
I like the way Medlock's approach to that swing. The slider breaking away. It looked like he was trying to shoot it that way.
The 1-2. To Medlock is hit hard and hooking foul. Caden McDonald's 19th appearance out of the bullpen this season. Trying to put away Elliot Medlock here in the 7th. Full count.
That's a good take. I mean, that's a fastball that stays up in the zone, and it's so tough to lay off of just because it keeps carrying. And you could see Medlock went for it, but last second able to hold up, puts himself in a really good hitter's count. Runner be on the move now. Ball in the gap should score him.
There goes Schuett. Swung on and missed. McDonald gets the strikeout, and that will do it for Ryder in the 7th. Leading off for Florida in the bottom of the 7th. Guy who got things started with a home run, 2 for 2 today. You'll see Kyle Jones when we come back. Time for our Capital One rewarding performance. Florida didn't have to wait long for it. First pitch that the Gators saw in the NCAA tournament. Out of the park, Kyle Jones.
Yeah, but you think you're going to sneak a fastball and just try to get ahead. I mean, most of the time that's going to happen, but he was ready to hit, got a pitch up, and boy, he made him pay. Continued to keep doing it. Made us a couple plays in the outfield, so a good all-around game right here for Kyle Jones.
Homered in the 1st, walked in the 3rd, singled in a run in the 5th. He'll lead things off here in the bottom of the 7th for the Gators. 4-0 against the Ryder Broncs. Game 1 of this double elimination Gainesville Regional. Winner plays tomorrow night. Loser plays in an elimination game against the loser of our next game between Miami and Troy in our first game tomorrow.
In this double elimination tournament, Eric, it's so important to get that first win, right? I mean, when you look at what it does to your staff, the rest that you get, the opportunity to move different pitchers, but
ground ball to Shorts. Leahy over to McGulick. You like numbers, right? I got the number.
Yes, statistically, it shows, what, 93%?
93%.
So, I mean, that's the number right there. So thinking, hey, and you start to see some of these teams saying, hey, should we throw our ace, should we not? I mean, it shows you that there's a higher percentage of if you win the first game than if you go 2-0. So, like, that's the part where if you get that first game out of there, boy, you can have the driver's seat in your own regional especially.
93% of regional winners win their opener. There you go. There's the numbers. It's interesting. 93% won the opening game. 82% went 2-0.
Yeah, it would seem like that means somebody in that 2-0 ball game loses and comes back through that loser's bracket and forces the if necessary game, that extra, 11% in there?
Mm-hmm. I didn't know you were an accounting or math major in Alabama.
Finance major.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that's what you pursued. I didn't know you actually went to class and paid attention.
Come on, Eric.
2-1 the count. Lawson walked in the third, 0 for 2 today. The walk is 53rd of the season, which leads the team. Little check swing, he'll take it. Base hit for Brendan Lawson with 1 down in the 7th.
Yes.
PJ Craig, what are you going to do, right?
You got smiles at first base with Lawson and Coach Mike Rivera, and then you also smiles from PJ Craig, the little check swing. Look at that. Look, try to hold up. Nope. And sometimes those are the swings that all of a sudden get you going again after a couple tough at-bats. But, hey, when you look at the scorebook now, 1 for 3.
On base for a second time, here's Sear, 0 for 3. Ball 1. PJ Craig closing in on 100 pitches as he works here in the 7th inning. Gave up a run in the 1st, a run in the 4th, a run in the 5th, a run in the 6th. 2-0.
Biggest thing about what you just said, though, it's just a bunch of singles, right? Just a bunch of solo runs. And so it's a thing where he stays into the ball game and protects the bullpen.
Three and 0 to Sear as Craig gets ready with pitch number 100. There's the strike, 3-1. Eight RBI for Blake in the SEC tournament in those 3 games for the Gators. Fly ball to right, drifting back is Hartman to the track. He's got room. 2 down. Craig's done a good job against Sear today, leading hitter for Florida, who's 0 for 4. Now the cleanup hitter, Surowick, will step in, 1 for 3 today. But first trip to the mound from Casey Aubin, the pitching coach. Last time that Rider was in the NCAA tournament, 2023. They shocked Coastal in their opener, 11-10 in 10 innings. They have more than held their own here against the Gators, but they've only been able to muster 3 hits against Florida pitching.
Yeah, and that's what you got to give a lot of credit to. McDonald came in. You had their hottest hitter, Kyle Neary, up at the plate. 2 guys on in scoring position in that 6th inning, and once they were able to chase Russell Sandifer, that's the opportunity. You got to come up big, and so the Gator bullpen really shut that door. Then they tacked on another insurance run.
Barry Davis's team went 22-8 in the MAC, picking up their 2nd straight regular season title. Tacked on the tournament title this year. Surowick hits it well to left center field, but not hard enough. Pascal drifts over, and he's got it, and that will do it for the Gators in the 7th. We head to the 8th in Gainesville, 4-0 Florida. Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One, Condren Ballpark, Gainesville, Florida. Eric Freed, Lance Cormier, and our crew. Here's what's happened so far through 7 innings. Florida, number 8 national seed on top of Rider, 4-0. PJ Craig really great for the Bronx as he came off the mound. Looked like it was going to be it for him. We'll see what happens in the next inning. It won't be it for him in this regional, I would assume, knowing what he did in the MAC. Florida moving on to their 3rd pitcher as they bring on Ernesto Lugo Canchola.
Boy, every day, Ernesto, game number 28. He has been the guy that just says, give me the ball. Numbers are great. I mean, in the 33 innings, he's throwing strikes. Look at the punch outs, 47. does a great job of handling not only right-handed hitters but left-handed hitters, hitting 158 on the year. Again, analytics are all great, so look for some good outings right here by Ernesto Lugo Canchola. But for Florida, it's been, hey, the recipe for success, you get good starting pitching. Sandefur was good. Bullpen has to come in throwing strikes. Caden McDonald did that. Get the big hits when you need it. They've gotten some solo home runs. That's why I got the 4-0 lead.
Caden McDonald, an inning in the third, gave up 1 hit, got 1 strikeout. That was a Medlock to end the 7th inning. Got a good defensive play from his second baseman, Curlin, on a good throw. Some wandering around in the bullpen. One of those hard throwers. Jackson Barberi grabbing the glove. Peter Crespo to lead things off in the 8th for Rider, down 4-0. Ball 1 at 91 from Lugo Canchola. Crespo 0 for 2. Flied out in the 3rd, grounded back to the pitcher in the 6th. 2-0. Strike 1. Team leader in appearances, now with 28 on the season. Grad student from Pleasant Grove, Utah. Had a couple of appearances in the SEC tournament, 2 2/3 innings of work. Gave up a run and a hit and struck out 6. Crespo with a leadoff walk here in the 8th. First time the leadoff has reached for the Broncs here today. Florida's defense has turned 32 double plays this season as Leahy steps in. Leahy 1 for 2. Singled his last time up, but was left stranded at 3rd. Takes ball 1. That was the biggest threat for Rider. They had 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. Chase Sandefur. Caden McDonald, the DH, came on. Got a ground ball off the bat of Neary, the best hitter for Rider. Kevin O'Sullivan with the long, slow walk to the mound.
Well, usually in a game, teams are going to have at least 2 runs at you. You know, you're hopeful your offense can give the opposing pitcher more opportunities where you maybe make 3, 4, 5 runs against him. But they had that one in the 6th. Now's an opportunity here where you got the leadoff hitter on, like you mentioned, first time all game. Then you got the 9-hole who's now fallen behind 1-0. And you see they got Jackson Barberi up. You're able to get on right here with nobody out. Now you bring it to the top of the lineup. That's your opportunity to try to get back in this ball game. And that's, I think, why you see Kevin O'Sullivan walking out there to slow it down.
Yeah, also, too, you know, we talked with him yesterday about it. Bowen, the catcher, calls pitches, but there's some give and take, and maybe that was part of it, too. Just so O'Sullivan, like, this is what we're looking for here. You saw Bowen nodding a little bit. A lot of dialogue amongst the 3 with the pitcher and the catcher and the head coach. There's a strike, which I love, by the way. You know, Bowen has done it for a long time, did it at TCU, and for the coaches to give that empowerment to the catchers in this day of the instant communication and the calls coming from the dugout, and like, it's a lot of trust, and he does a great job with it. Florida fans don't agree. It's 2-1.
Yeah, they felt like he didn't pull the bat back enough, but I thought he did. Slider was down in zone. He was just running out of the batter's boxes, I think, what they didn't like.
3-1 now to the number 9 hitter, Leahy. We saw Barberi getting loose in the bullpen.
If you see frustration from Kevin O'Sullivan, because you know that he's like, you don't want to use certain guys and you want to have them fresh. And so to get Jackson Barberry up, I mean, Quincholo has been so good this year, especially throwing strikes, and he came in and walked a guy and fell behind 3-1 on the next one.
Fouled off his foot, and he'll need a moment.
Off the inside of that shin.
Yeah, just right above the shin guard, maybe.
And those shin guards are there.
Oof.
And like you said, it just looked like a tad bit above it. And we'll have to adjust that.
I'll talk it over. Jacqueline Panico is the athletic trainer for Ryder.
Coach Davis with a smile going. And like, there's nothing you can really say.
But Lance, look, I mean, his uniform, his pants are about down to their last thread. He just missed the shin guard on the foul ball. It doesn't look like those things have been washed in a while. You think he's coming out of the game?
No, heck no. But and that's what Coach Davis is smiling like. There's nothing I can say, man. It just has to take time to go away.
I'm just glad he's wearing sliding shorts today because we can see him. Ground ball to third. The throw to second for one, and that's all they'll get. Curlin had the momentum carrying off the bag out towards left field, so nothing he could do about it. So it's fielder's choice for Leahy. Crespo retired, one down.
You know, I like to play from Surwick. He does a great job, and he just really catches it and not rushes it, but he made sure he had to be quick to it and trying to turn that double play, get the pitcher out of the inning.
Umpires heading over to the headsets.
Now, live, it did look like there might have been a chance. Was Curlin still on the bag?
So that's what's being checked here right now.
And I think it's a great call to challenge it in a situation, because now if it is overturned, you all of a sudden have two guys on, nobody out. In the top of the eighth, can't go home with the challenge, might as well use it.
Yeah, Crespo hanging down at second base. On, ball and glove. Just barely, though, but I think that's going to stand.
Yeah, it looked like he still had the toe tapped on it. Jason Harstick right on it.
Well, you can see that foot was off the bag pretty quickly after making that catch. So, to your point, Lance, worth the challenge here in the eighth inning because it was that close. And in real time, because he was moving so quickly across the base, it looked to the naked eye like, well, maybe he didn't hold that base in time, but I think replay will have Florida's result handled here, and it should be one down. Glove looks like he's still on there. Certainly not enough to say let's overturn it, in my opinion. I'm not a replay official. That's being handled by professionals in Pittsburgh. Here's the call.
After video review, call at second base is confirmed. The runner is out. Ryder has used the second of two challenges.
So Crespo will head to the dugout. He's retired at second, 5-4 on the force out. Leahy at first. And back to the top of the order for Will Gallagher. Gallagher 0 for 2 today, struck out in the first, grounded out in the third, walked, and was left stranded at the second in the sixth. I am a little concerned what might happen with what's left of Leahy's pants if he has to slide at some point on his trip around the bases here. They may not survive the trip. 2-0. I mean, that side is fine. That's the business side. maybe we need to rethink who's who's handling the sewing for this team. Oh my gosh, that is an absolute mess for Will Gallagher.
That's a grinder. That's just they call those baseball players.
I mean, if we put the left pant leg of Leahy together with the right pant leg of Gallagher, they'd be playing in shorts right now. 2-0. 2-1. Gets away from the catcher, heading down to second. Standing up is Leahy. Wild pitch, charge to Lugo Canchola, struggling with some control here out of the bullpen today.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, just not throwing the ball anywhere where he wants to. Can't find the slider, can't find the fastball. And you can see just his face. He knows that. Out of the 16 pitches you see right there, 10 balls. And that's just not something he has done all year.
Gallagher walks. First and second with one down. Waiting for perhaps the announcement for Hartman before O'Sullivan comes out, but he's going to take a seat. Lefty on lefty here. Leave.
That's what it is. Because, I mean, we mentioned already that Lugo Canchola, lefties only hit 158 off of him, but you got to be in the strike zone.
Foul tip for strike one to Hartman.
All right, that's where you see him tapping the chest. Like, as a hitter, you're not wanting to swing first pitch breaking ball, much less on a guy that's thrown 11 out of his 17 pitches out of the zone, and you go up there and chase one. That wasn't smart baseball.
Oh, 0-2.
When you got a guy in a funk, you don't want to do anything that you can to help him and start to figure it out. And you get a chase on that first pitch. Now he backs up another breaking ball. Now he's in the driver's seat.
Squibb down to third. The force at second, holding on the bag again, is Kurland. 2 down, runners on the corners. Here comes O'Sullivan to get Lugo Canchola.
Yeah, we've seen some really nice plays by Cade Kurland, the second baseman for Florida. Nice job for Serwick staying with that ball. I think the runner Leahy might have gotten in his way and just distracted him a little bit and made him pull that ball, but heck of a job by Kurland to stay on the base, and Canchola is going to pass this ball. Belia, I was going to say, if he comes out here, there's no way he's keeping him for the righty. Looks like we're going to get Jackson Barberry coming into the ball game.
Well, here comes one of those heart-throwing arms out of the Florida bullpen. Fourth pitcher of the day used by the Gators when we come back. Jackson Barberry on the mound here for Florida. Fourth pitcher for the Gators this afternoon.
You're looking at a guy right here, the sophomore. Will be sitting at 96 to 99. He's touched 101. Obviously going to have a lot of strikeouts, but look at the hits. Only 17 hits in those 33 innings, so extremely tough to square up. He's the guy that it seems like is the glue guy in this Florida bullpen. The bullpen had so much struggles in late, kind of that mid part of the year when he was out with an oblique injury, and they didn't want to rush him back because they understood, hey, we're going to be in the postseason. They were able to stick around, get that top 8 seed, and now feel really good with him jumping back into the rotation of the bullpen.
Opponents hitting just 142 against the sophomore this season. And he'll face the top hitter for this Rider team. 0 for 3 today. Kyle Neary with runners on first and third with 2 down. And you see Rider 0 for 7 with runners on today.
Well, Neary mentioned in the cages in our talk, he goes, I've seen velocity before. Well, guess what, buddy? Here you go. This is your opportunity. Another opportunity with two runners on base, 2 outs. Can you get that big 2-out hit? You're going to see some velocity here.
Lays off at 97 for ball 1. Neary, the team leader in OPS, takes the ball 2-0 at 98. Lugo Canchola struggled to throw strikes through 20 pitches, 9 strikes. First 2 pitches from Barberi missed the zone. 3 straight have missed the zone. Four-pitch walk to Neary, and the bases are loaded with 2 down. We have talked since the start of the telecast about this vaunted pitching staff for Florida. Last 2 arms out of the bullpen, struggling to throw strikes at the moment.
Yeah, and that's where you got to give a lot of credit to the first 2 because they threw the ball over the plate, but they're creating opportunities for the Bronx.
Not even close to Pascal for ball 1.
Bowen with another meeting out there after 5 straight. They tried to go with the slider to get him back in line.
Reitner now getting loose in the pen.
It was just shocking how quickly it got away from Russell Sandifer. He was mowing through 5, only had 1 hit, seemed to be throwing the ball wherever he wanted to. Gets a quick out in the 6th, and then, man, he just hit a wall and had to go to Caden McDonald. He comes in, goes his inning plus. They hand the ball off to Canchola, which has kind of been the recipe.
There's strike 1, 1-1 to Pascal. 0 for 3 today. Good play his last at-bat by Kurland at second. Came in the 7th inning. Two and 1. Ryder will take this. They got the tying run at the plate in the 8th inning in the first round of the Gainesville Regional, first day of the Regional. And it's 3-1 with the bases loaded.
100% take right here. Like, you're the third base. You don't even have to look if you're in the box. This is take all day long. We've seen 7 of 8 out of the zone.
There's a strike, and it's 3-2. Pascal, the cleanup hitter, 6 home runs on the season, the senior. In a big spot here in Gainesville against the Gators. Bases loaded, 2 down. Runners off with the 3-2 pitch. Popped up, gonna be close as Surowiec moves over, and he'll watch it drift into the stands.
I mean, you want to stick around. This is it. And this is a spot where you get the big hit. I mean, you happen to put a ball just semi in the gap or down the line. You got a 3-2 count. You got all the runners going to be on the move.
Leahy at third, Hartman at second, Neary at first. Another 3-2 pitch to Anthony Pascal to come from Jackson Barberi. Hit deep to left. Is it? It is! Grand slam! Tie game in Gainesville!
Boy, 3-2, Anthony Pascal. This ball's up in the zone. Look at him jump all over it. Get the head out. He knew it. The runners on base knew it. Boy, this was a beautiful swing. And, boy, how about this hit? The Rider bench loves it. Look at it. Hopping over the railing. Coach Davis got the smile on his face. We got a grand slam to tie up the ball game here.
Unbelievable in Gainesville. 3-2 pitch. Anthony Pascal hits his 7th home run, and we're tied at 4 in the 8th inning, and Barberi will head to the dugout. And a new pitcher, another pitcher coming on for Florida. Reitner out of the pen. Pascal taking congratulations in the dugout, 4-4.
Boy, how about the excitement right here? You got Pascal. Look at that. That's the starting pitcher, P.J. Craig, with the chest bump. That rusty hook that was in his mouth, he just got to spit it out. They got new life over there in the Bronx
Well, we talked
dugout.
and we talked about the experience on this Rider team. 22 seniors and juniors, and a senior at the plate. 3-2 pitch, bases loaded, 2 outs in Gainesville. And we're tied at 4.
Well, this is how the legends are made, right? I mean, these are the stories you're going to tell over the bonfires. You get back together 20 years from now. I mean, this is what it's all about.
And we saw this at Coastal with Rider 3 years ago, where they battled. I think we're going to have to get confirmation here. Some of the guys who played on that 2023 team are here today. So I think some of them are out there in left field scrambling around for that home run ball. And they're talking to the bullpen because all smiles right now for the Bronx, and Florida brings on their 5th arm of the day.
Yeah, another guy, another high-powered arm, right? Reitner is the freshman going in for his 24th appearance. He was the pseudo closer once Jackson Barberi got hurt and injured, and he's another guy that can touch 101.
Hit well to left field, slicing away from the left fielder. That's going to drop down for extra bases. McGulick will slide in with a 2-out double, his 2nd hit of the day. Long run for Sear, and he can never track it down. And those Bronx out beyond the left field fence, loving it.
Yeah, I mean, this ball stays in the area. Long time Sear was pinching that gap towards center field, and that ball just drops in, and another double, another extra base hit. Boy, you can just feel that momentum. It's all about coming out of the bullpen, throwing strikes. They weren't able to do it, the Gators, and the Bronx offense is taking advantage.
Schuett at the plate, 1 for 3. Good job behind the plate by Bowen to hold on to it. Ball 1. Really started with control issues. Lugo Canchola and Barberi all over the place, and then when they had to bring something in, it was hit hard and far by Pascal for the grand slam. 1-1. Sandefur got the start, went 5 2/3, 2 hits. Caden McDonald was good in relief, an inning and a third with a hit. But those other arms coming out have struggled. This is a foul ball, and it's out of play, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, in that relief pitcher, you had Caden McDonald. All he did was his job, right? He got out of that big situation, but boy, Sandefur, a good start. And that's the tough part, right? You come out of the game before the 6th inning, you hand that ball to the bullpen. That's the name of the game. You have all the hitting coaches in the league, doesn't matter which level. Do everything you can to do to get that starter out of the game, and then you feel like you got an opportunity.
Gets away from the catcher. Bowen doesn't know where it is, so he's going to have to go to cover the plate as the pitcher, Reitner, tracks it down. Over to the third goes McGulick. Go-ahead run 90 feet away now for the Bronx.
Yeah, that just makes you a little scared if you're Florida. I mean, because a slider right there, he tries to just go hard on it. I mean, it's coming out of his hand almost at 92 miles an hour, and it's tough to block when you have a velocity on a breaking ball like that. The rally cap's going.
Yeah, they work. 4 runs in the inning to make it a 4-4 game. Fly ball to center. Kyle Jones drifting back. This is carrying. Track. Wall. Gone! Riders in front of the 8th. 6-4 Bronx. Nick Schuett. What a story here in Gainesville. Ryder down 4-0, but never quitting. And much like they did 3 years ago in Conway, hang around and then put some hits together, and now they are in front in the 8th inning.
Boy, you let the pitcher provide the power. Nick Schuett, the ball runs back over the middle. He sees it, boy. He's wheeling it out of there. The ball just kept carrying, and Kyle Jones runs into the fence, and it's a 2-run lead now for the Bronx. Look at that. That has to feel so good.
Second hit of the game for Nick Schuett, his 6th home run of the season. Now with 48 RBI. The 1-1 to Medlock is fouled off. Reitner, the 5th pitcher today. Second pitcher this inning to watch one leave the yard. First it was Barberi on a 3-2 pitch with 2 outs. And now Reitner gives up the 2-run shot with 2 down. Six runs come across. Inning started with the walk to Crespo. He was erased at second on the fielder's choice for Leahy. Walk to Gallagher. He was erased at second on the fielder's choice by Hartman. Then a walk, grand slam, double, 2-run home run, and it's Ryder 6, Florida 4 as we head to the bottom of the 8th in Gainesville. Two-out magic for the MAC champions. The grand slam, 2 outs, 3-2 pitch off the bat of Anthony Pascal. Ryder was not done in the inning. Magulik with the double, and then Schuett with the 2-run shot.
Boy, again, just staying through the ball, driving it the other way. I mean, like, look at the excitement from the boys right there.
What a response by Ryder. Okay, a couple of things here in play. Pitching change coming for the Bronx. Bronx fans have been going crazy. Can't blame them. Christian Ayala comes on. The lefty is getting loose on the mound. What a job done by P.J. Craig, who just stayed the course, giving up those 4 runs, and now gives way to the left-hander from Hewitt, New Jersey.
Yeah, beautiful job by Craig, sticking around, spit that hook out, and has an opportunity now to grab the win. How about the 21st appearance right here? 70 punch-outs. This is the guy that is going to get you some extended innings out of the bullpen. You see the 53 in his 21, so you know he's going to stretch it a little bit. Fastballs in that 82 to 87 range, so it's going to be something totally different than the Gator offense has seen, and for the most part seen all year, though. But look at that line right there. 102 pitches from Craig. Threw the ball over the zone. Heck, I mean, his 2 solo home runs really is all that got him.
You pointed out, gave up 4 extra base hits of the 8 total hits for the Gators. And now Aiello, their best arm out of the bullpen. As you mentioned, he could stretch things out. Picked up the win in Game 2 of the MAC tournament against Fairfield, went 4 2/3. Didn't give up a run through 83 pitches. 2-1 the count to Caden McDonald's leading things off here for the Gators. McDonald 1 for 3 today, doubled and scored in the 4th. Also was effective out of the pen in relief.
Yeah, hindsight, obviously, I don't want to keep him in there, but looked like Kevin O'Sullivan was keeping all his bullpen arms fresh and not extending any of them.
Foul ground, and that'll be out of play. P.J. Craig goes 7, gives up the 4 runs, leaves the game with the lead. As Aiello throws the 3-2, that's fouled off again by McDonald. Ryder entered this regional playing with a ton of confidence. Winners of 8 of the last 10. McDonald puts a charge in one. That's headed out of here. That's long gone, and it's a one-run game. Home run number 7 on the season for Caden McDonald.
Well, if you thought the Gator offense was just going to lay down and give up right here after their bullpen gave it up, this is an 87-mile-an-hour fastball that leaves the yard at 109. McDonald knows it. 425 feet on the distance. Gives the Gator faithful a souvenir out in that zone. Hey, all I know, if you're a rider, the last 6, I mean, they always say the hardest 3 outs, right? Could be the last 3. These last 6 outs are going to be tough.
Carson Bowen 0 for 3 today. Breaking ball in there. It's 0-2 to Bowen. 3 home runs for Florida today. All 3 solo shots. Aiello's second team all-conference, also all-tournament team selection this year for a Rider team that went 22-8 in the MAC. Out of play. One and 2. Given a moment to Schuett, the catcher. Out of play. Do the 1-2 again. This is hit well to right center field. It's deep. It is off the wall. Tracking it down in the outfield. Bowen now heading to third, and the catcher has a triple here in the 8th.
Carson Bowen, what an at-bat. Spoils a couple pitches. Shoots this ball backside. Thought it might have enough, but off the wall, he gets a stand-up triple. Nice and easy. You got a pitcher that was ahead in the count, but Bowen still does a great job of just taking that ball up out of the zone, showing you how strong he is and saying, hey, catchers can run too now.
Hey, it's his second triple this year, by the way. So Kevin O'Sullivan's team fighting back. Long home run off the bat of McDonald. Bowen off the fence for the triple, and here is Stripling. Got a couple of RBIs today, hit his 6th home run of the season back in the 6th. Strike 1. Good block by Schuett. Calls for time. Off the end of the bat, that'll be out of play, and it's 1-2 to Landon Stripling. Right out the center in the second. Brought in a run with a sacrifice fly to left in the 4th. Before that solo shot with 1 out in the 6th. Off the plate, it's 2-2. That home run in the 6th gave Florida a 4-0 lead. That was the score with 2 outs in the 8th. The Bronx scored 6 to take a 6-4 lead. Swung on and missed. Aiello gets the strikeout, 1 down.
It's a big pitch right here. I mean, Stripling had laid off a breaking ball away. So you're thinking, hey, would he go back to it? But he goes back to the fastball, up in the zone. Very hittable, but Stripling not able to get to it. That's a big first out.
Cade Curlin, 3 groundouts today. Infield in for the Bronx. Aiello off the mark for ball 1. Ryder trying to protect a 1-run lead in the bottom of the 8th. This is hit well to right field. Going back is Hartman. Looking up. It's gone! Gators in front of the 8th. What a response by the Florida Gators.
Boy, how about this? It's just a fastball, middle. Cade Curlin just keeps the head down on the barrel, shows you what kind of pop he's got. I mean, this is, look at the fan right there. Loving it, going, heck yeah, back on top, the Gators.
I love it. Baseball. Love it.
Love it if you're on that side.
Just a few minutes
swing,
ago,
yep.
It was just that dugout could not have been happier, and how quickly it swings to the other dugout. And Florida is in front. Hayden Yost, 2 for 3 today. High fly ball to right. Hartman trying to shield the sun, uses the glove well to put it away, 2 down. McDonald and Curlin go deep here in the 8th. 5 home runs today for the Florida Gators. 95 now for Florida on the season.
Yeah, 7 of their 11 hits have been for extra bases. You mentioned the 4 home runs. They had doubles. They've had a triple. Gators slugging their way to the lead now.
Top of the order, Kyle Jones. Ball 1. One. Jones has been aboard 3 times today. Homered on the first pitch of the regional that the Gators saw in the 1st. Walked in the 3rd, singled in a run in the 5th, grounded out in the 7th. Goes the other way, lifts it to the right fielder Hartman, who's got room, and that will do it. Florida scores 3 times. They take a lead to the 9th, 7-6. Back in a moment.
Well, you like offense. How about the 8th inning? We had 9 runs. It started with this. Anthony Pascal grand slam, then Nick Schuett, a 2-run jack, and the Ryder Bronx put up a 6 spot. They take the lead. It's 6-4, but you got to come back out and get the outs, boy. Cade McDonald, solo shot of his own. Cade Curlin puts the Gators back on top with a 3 spot. This is a 2-run jack. Now we got a 7-6 ball game.
Ryder sent 9 to the plate in the 8th inning. Fourth batter that Reitner has faced. Remember, he gave up a double and a homer on the two Bronx that he first faced. 4-0 Florida entering the eighth. 6-4 Ryder after 7.5, and now the Gators in front trying to put it away here in the ninth. This is game one of the Gainesville Regional. Peter Crespo led things off with a walk in that eighth inning for Ryder. 0 for 2 with that walk. 2-1 the count to Crespo, number 8 hitter. Crespo, Leahy, Gallagher for the Bronx here in the ninth. Barry Davis's team putting up a great fight, going in front. Fly ball, long run for Sear. Will he get there? Yes, he will in foul ground. One down. Blake Sear covered a lot of ground to get Crespo. One away in the ninth. Sandifer started, went 5 2/3. McDonald, Lugo Canchola, Barberi, and now Reitner out of the pen. And now the number 9 hitter, Leahy. 1 for 3 today, singled in the 6th, reached on the fielder's choice, and scored on the grand slam by Pascal in the 8th. Strike one. One. Miami and Troy to come 6 o'clock Eastern time tonight here from Gainesville, ACC Network. Winner of this game plays tomorrow night. The loser of this game will take on the loser of our second game on this opening Friday. 2-1.
Yeah, Carson Bowen with a beautiful frame job has frustrated the Florida Gator fans, thinking that was a strike, but it wasn't even close.
2-2.
Had our first number 1 seed go down. Southern Miss takes the L to Little Rock. Georgia survives 3-2.
Over the head of Leahy. 2-2. Hit deep to left. That is gone. We are tied. Number 9 hitter Matt Leahy comes up big.
Eric, how about a bigger time to hit your first bomb of the year? Leahy jumps all over this. I mean, Reitner just is having trouble keeping the ball down, and when you throw the velocity that he has, this was 97. Leahy just turns it around. How about it?
We talked about it. Ryder did it in Conway 3 years ago, their last trip to the NCAA tournament. They're trying to do it again here in Gainesville. We're tied.
Yeah, look at that fastball, just this middle, belt high. It's exactly where you'd want to hit it. And Leahy's like, I haven't done this very often, but I think that ball's gone.
But you got to act like you've been there before.
Oh, no doubt. Let the boys know.
Even if your pants are falling apart.
Let the boys know. That has to feel good.
Yeah, he's been one of those guys waiting to welcome in the home run hitter.
Yep.
The tables finally turned for Matt Leahy, the junior shortstop from Woolwich, New Jersey. Goes deep. Gallagher down on strikes, 2 down. What a game here to start things in Gainesville. Leahy did not homer last year. He hit 2 home runs as a freshman.
So it's been a while.
It's been a while. 2024. Grounded to first, grabbed by Stripling. And we head to the bottom of the ninth here in Gainesville. It's a 7-7 game. Ryder ties it on the Leahy home run. You know, we keep adding to our summary here in the late innings. Since the end of the 7th inning, Florida led 4-0. Ryder led 6-4. Florida led 7-6 heading to the 9th. And then Matt Leahy goes deep for the first time this season. In fact, we had to go back in time to April 9th, 2024 to find the last time Matt Leahy went deep, and that was against Lehigh in his freshman year.
Roughly 750-something days. Hey, and he hit it, no doubter. Love some postseason baseball.
Well, as you saw in that late inning summary, this one is not even near
Far
over
from
yet.
over, yeah,
because here's Florida with Lawson, Sear, and Surowick in walk-off territory. And it's 1-1 to Brendan Lawson. 1 for 3 today, walked in the 3rd, singled in the 7th. Lawson can end it right here. 16 home runs, 2nd in the SEC in OPS. Christian Aiello gave up 3 runs in the 8th inning. 2 home runs and a triple given up by Aiello. It works here against Kevin O'Sullivan's team in the 9th. Has he done it? Yes, he has! Walk-off ball game! The 5th and final home run of the day for the Florida Gators, number 17 for Brendan Lawson.
Boy, how about 112 off the bat? This dude just stings balls. This is home run number 6 in his last 10 ball games. Florida's superstar has gotten in fuego. Like you said, Eric, it was a no-doubter. Great effort, but he knew it off the bat. Everybody knew it off the bat. That's a great feeling. Walk-off win in game number 1 of the Gainesville Regional.
We said it was far from over. Christian Aiello comes on, gives up 3 home runs and a triple. What a fight. What a battle. Ryder gave Florida everything they could. But in the end, the Gators pull it out. 8-7 the final. So Florida now 1-0. They'll play tomorrow night, 6 o'clock Eastern time against the winner of our next game. That's 6 Eastern tonight, ACC Network, Miami and Troy. Ryder into the elimination game tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern time against the loser of our game here tonight between the Trojans and the Hurricanes.
Man, how about the Gator offense? We talked about the pitching staff, but 2 doubles, a triple, and 5 homers. They paced it, and that's why they're moving on.
What a start here for us in Gainesville. Brendan Lawson with the walk-off home run to win it for the Gators by a final score of 8-7. What will Troy and Miami do for an encore? I can't wait to find out, but we'll see tonight, 6 o'clock Eastern time, ACC Network. For Lance Cormier and our crew, Eric Freed, so long for now from Gainesville.